Okay, Coach. Well, the weather outside couldn't be better. They've opened the roof and the retractable windows on the sides, and it's time for football at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Houston Texans. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
This one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
Brissett. He's got Jack Doyle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And it's 2nd down. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. That one good for 33 and a first.
How about that, partner? That's a gutsy run, a physical run, an explosive run, and he's inside the 10-yard line now. I don't know if you hand it to him again on this play, but make the defense think that you will, and maybe you have some options off of it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. They'll toss it to Miller. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Something about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
From the 31, Watson, the catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On first down, Hines. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 15. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I'm scared.
On 1st down, it's Watson. This one brought in by the 6'5" tight end Waring. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Check 26, check 26. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. Oh, get him, get him, get him. Hey, 31. Kill. Turn it up. Kill, turn it up. Check 37, check 37. Hey, 31. Check 3.
Here's Watson. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Watson looks to throw again. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word.
Yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, Let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off of play action, it's Watson looking for Campbell downfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now on 2nd and 13. Brissett. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Let's go. Double time, double time.
A first down carry now for Miller. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. His throw incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
He can run for it, and he will. Opted to run for it. The decision, a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down, and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and goal to go.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Kenny Stills, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. It's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Set. Let's go, defense.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Hines looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. 59. 58, come on. 58, come on.
Here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins.
Let's go.
He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first.
First down, Houston.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Finding Paris Campbell, and there's Campbell's first NFL catch. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
First down, Texans.
Watson now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jordan Thomas in the final seconds of the first half as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. A nice little juke. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson, he gets it to Thomas. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the rookie from Temple, Rock Ya-Sin. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That good for 22 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Watch the run.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Brissett. And the catch made by Hilton. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 4 out of that, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Brissett dumps this one off to Mack. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Vinatieri's kick is good, and that will push the lead up to 5. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
54.
Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
From the gun, Watson. And a catch made by Hopkins. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Let's go.
A gain of 12. First down, Houston.
Watson now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Hines. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. 30, 10, touchdown, Houston. Nyheim Hines, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
They're going to try and run. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On 3rd and 1, here's Brissett. And he's got his man Hilton. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Brissett forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3rd and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. From the gun, here's Brissett. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Watch the shot. Check out.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back at New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Motion, moving fast. Single. 58, right over there. Yeah.
Now it's Watson. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Watson now operating from the gun. He'll check this down to Hines. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it. as we come up on a big third down. Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Don't get nervous. Pass it. No time now. Time to go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it second and goal now as they look for that final dagger. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. He's got Fuller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans push further out in front. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Next to score, Texans 27, Colts 19.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Brissett. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached, because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane and knock it away as we just saw there.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield, and he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. Brissett.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 30 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they've got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the 2-point conversion.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Watch out.
Brissett looks to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down one. What's the sense? I like what they did.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this will be recovered by the Texans. So victory appears to be in sight. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Mike, this is it. 19, 24. Watch it.
On first down, Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 42-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They go to Johnson again. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. It's a gain of 7, and that should just about do it.
1st down, Texans.
50 seconds. 19. Mike, 58, right there.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Texans, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.